Israel and Iran trading fresh fire. The Israeli military saying it struck more than 20 targets in Iran overnight, including some nuclear facilities. Iran, meanwhile, has hit Israel with a barrage of missiles, some penetrating the country's Iron Dome defense system. The Prime Minister's office in Israel says the death toll from Iran's missiles has reached 24. Iranian missiles struck Tel Aviv and the port city of Haifa before dawn, causing casualties and destroying homes. Over in Iran, the country's health ministry reports that at least 224 people have been killed in Israeli attacks since the attacks began on Friday. An Iranian foreign ministry spokesperson today accusing Israel of targeting a hospital in the country's west, condemning it as a war crime. The head of the International Atomic Energy Agency also providing an update on the situation at Iran's nuclear facilities today after Israel's targeted attacks on these sites. Rafael Grossi saying there was no sign of further damage at the Natanz enrichment site, but strikes had destroyed the above-ground section as well as the power supply leading to the enrichment plant. Countries with citizens in the region are also reacting to the uptick in violence. The Philippine Foreign Ministry says at least 4 Filipinos have been injured in Israel, one of them seriously. The Philippine Embassy in Israel says a caregiver is in ICU after sustaining severe injury to her heart and lungs. China also weighing in, the Foreign Ministry urging sides to cool down tensions and create the conditions for dialogue as well as negotiation. Trent Murray is joining us live from Tel Aviv with more. Now, Trent, the Israeli military is saying that it has full aerial control over Tehran. What's the significance of that?
Well, it tells you that they now believe that their fighter jets can fly freely across the Iranian capital without being at risk of being shot down by the country's air defence systems. We, of course, know this comes after days of heavy attacks targeting Iran's defence infrastructure, radar stations, anti-aircraft batteries and Air Force bases themselves. We've seen very little evidence to suggest that Iran's ageing air fleet of Air Force planes have even made an attempt to intercept their much more advanced and newer Israeli counterparts. So the Israelis clearly believe that they have got the momentum. They have been saying now for the past 24 hours or so that they have a complete pathway from here through Western Iran all the way to the Iranian capital, and they are now utilising that to continue to carry out strikes, not just on military targets, but also on those key nuclear research facilities. We are hearing that they have now reached in the far west of the country in a city called Mashhad. Now, that is quite close to the border with Afghanistan. We are being told they hit an aircraft refuelling station at the airport there. Now, that's about 2,300 kilometres away from here in Israel. It is an extraordinarily long flight, and it would represent the deepest strike we have seen by Israel so far. So right now, while there are, of course, calls for easing of tensions and for even a potential ceasefire, I'm not seeing any rhetoric from that right now or any suggestion from the Israeli perspective. In fact, they are indicating that they are going to continue, particularly in the wake of those attacks on civilian suburbs here in Tel Aviv.
Well, as you said, Israel is dealing with the situation in Iran alongside the war in Gaza. How is this all playing out domestically?
Well, I think people here know that this is quite a different situation. The state of emergency is well and truly still in place until June 30 now. Workplaces are closed, schools are closed, and people are being asked to keep a low profile effectively, not travel too far away from home and to know where their nearest shelter is. In relation to Gaza, of course, that operation certainly does continue, but we are being told in the past hour that there will be several drawdowns of troops inside of Gaza in order to be redeployed to the border with Egypt and Jordan amid ongoing security concerns more broadly in the region. And it's not just domestically where there are pressures. We are hearing that there's 100,000 Israelis currently stuck abroad trying to get home, and they've not been able to because the airport has been closed since Friday, as has the airspace. El Al, the national flag carrier here, has evacuated its entire fleet to places like Greece and Cyprus. There are no commercial aircraft at Ben Gurion International right now. The Transport Minister, though, just before coming on air, has given a statement saying they are working on contingency plans to try and put the flag carrier to use to get some of those citizens back home. But they are saying that they are treading very carefully because they are cautious that planes could be struck by Iranian missiles with passengers in them as they're on the tarmac and at the taxiways. So no sign yet of the airspace opening up here, as both people here and also trying to leave and also people trying to get in face significant disruption because of those closures.
Yeah, indeed. Trent Murray, live in Tel Aviv. Thanks, Trent.